So these are the differences only in case of the PSTN and the wireless, and they are going to hand in hand. Whatever we can say, the uh, required things are there. That is public switch telephone network, and they are going to work in hand in hand. So public switch telephone network, they are shown here. That is the central office CO, local loop, through central office, whatever the wired connection are connected, that is nothing but the local loop, local landline telephone network. Then tandem switch is there to connect the we can say interconnections for the interconnections. Local loop is in the intra connection, and tandem switch for the interconnection. So IXA, IXB, IXC, and the other COs are there. With the help of that, these are the different another we can say the networks are connected to the central office. Limitations in the wireless networking. Wireless communication system is extremely complex. Is it a complex? Yes, it is complex at the time of means deployment and all. Requires an ear interface to provide the telephone grade communication. Propagation conditions are quite different. Used locations are arbitrary. These are the things we have to keep in mind. That is requirements of the ear interface. Provide telephone grade communication. That is there should not be noise. Particular means whatever the we are going to do conversation, it is understand by each and everyone, and when it will understand when the noise is less. That is the one thing we have to keep in mind. Propagation conditions are quite different. Propagation conditions, as we know, that means whatever the um, uh, MIMO, many times you are going to hear that MIMO, that is multiple input, multiple output. These particular things are there, and how to cope up with the different signals coming with the different paths, and that is nothing but the MIMO, multiple input, multiple output. So conditions are quite different. User locations are arbitrary. So user locations anywhere may be there, and that particular are uh, uh, have a different conditions of the environment, have a different conditions of the noisy level, and we have to cope up with all the things. Okay. Number of base stations is large to ensure the adequate area coverage. आता एरिया कव्हरेजसाठी जी बेस स्टेशन्स रिक्वायर्ड आहेत ती बेस स्टेशन्स नंबर ऑफ बेस स्टेशन्स आर व्हेरी मच हायर इन नंबर because over the area we have to cover complete area, and in that particular area how much is the power transmitted from the base station, and then which last mobile can get that particular connection at what distance only, and it will decide that how the coverage of the geographical coverage of the base station will be there. Okay. So sometimes the number is hundreds, and each base station must be connected to the MSC. तर ह्याला हे लागणारं काय आहे तर इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर आहे. वॉट एव्हर द बेस स्टेशन्स आर देयर, बेस स्टेशन्स आर कनेक्टेड मोबाईल स्टेशन्स, and that's why the number of base stations are increased, and as the number of base stations are going to increase, the cost is going to increase, and because of that particular we can say if we have to cover all the areas, number of base stations will be there, and cost is more for that. MSC must provide the connection for each of the mobile user to the PSTN. MSC must have provide the connection for each of the mobile user. प्रत्येक मोबाईल युजरला कनेक्शन दिलं पाहिजे युजर टू द PSTN. Okay, so it requires the simultaneous connection to the LEC, one of the more ICX and other MSCs via separate cellular signaling network. So LEC, IXESC, these are the different type of the networks only, and these are connected to the PSTN. PSTN connected with the priorly connected with the MSC. Okay, so these are the comes under the limitations because every system is requirement. It has its own requirements, like the requirements of the air interface, requirements of the large base stations, requirements of the MSCs are connected to the PSTNs, and each and everything is must be in place. Then and then only the possibility of the communication is there in case of the wireless network. Now problems are there, and what are the different problems? So radio channel is extremely hostile and the random. User may request service from the physical location while the traveling over a wide range of velocities. The MSC is forced to switch calls perceptibly between the station and throughout the system. Okay, so style is nothing but that everywhere means mobile subscriber may be anywhere, and when he or she is anywhere, at that time provision of the services is required, and that is nothing but the hostility of that particular subscriber. Random, anywhere they are there, conditions are different, and in that case also the communication is required. Okay, wireless systems are constrained to operate in a fixed bandwidth to support an increased number of users over time. Need some need some vital techniques, spectrally efficient modulation, frequency reuse, geographically distributed radio access points. Um, as the wireless system grow, the number of base stations and the switching burden of the MSC increases. Geographical location of the user changes constantly, results extra overhead at all aspects, particularly at the MSC, ensure the seamless communication. So some problems are there, but one has to overcome these particular problems in order to get the seamless communication to each and every mobile subscriber, because it is the need of our. Okay, so these are the limitations they have given, and you have to keep in mind these particular limitations. Maybe asking the questions related to the problems in wireless networks and the limitations of the wireless networks. Development of the wireless network. First generation wireless networks are totally analog. Okay, based on the technology, all the cellular systems uses the FM modulation. What type of modulation they are going to use? They are going to use only the um, uh, only the FM modulation, that is the frequency modulation. And as it is the analog, that's why whatever the cellular subscriber station is there, that particular is the individual radio for transmission and the reception. All the cordless telephones use the single base station to communicate with the single portable terminal. तर कॉर्डलेस एक एक्झाम्पल दिले त्यांनी. तर कॉर्डलेस हा कनेक्ट कशाबरोबर असायचा तर तिथल्या टेलिफोन टेलिफोन नेटवर्कशी कनेक्ट असायचा, आणि दॅट इज द ओनली वन वी कॅन से द सबस्क्रायबर बेस स्टेशन. वी कॅन से बेस स्टेशन इज युअर home telephone, and it is connected with the we can say the one particular portable type of the communication gadget. Typical example, advanced mobile telephone services, that is advanced mobile phone services, AMPS. AMPS is one of the service providers, that is the mobile service providers, or it is the name of the agencies who are going to provide the mobile communication in yes. Okay. Transport architecture, that is the communication signaling between the mobile base station and the MSC in the first generation wireless networks. So a reverse voice channel, that is the forward voice channel, reverse voice channel, forward voice channel, and reverse voice channel they have given, that is the mobile user and the base station. Base station is connected to the MSC and it is the voice circuitry 900 and 9600 bits per signaling is the data link that they have shown here. Uh, so this is the transport architecture of the AMPS, that is Advanced Mobile Telephone Phone Services. Transport architecture is shown here of the base stations and the mobile stations. Um, MSCs are connected to the home MSC databases, and databases is nothing but the home location register, visitor location register, and the authentication center. Again, this particular MSCs are connected with the number of base stations in that particular area, wherever they need to connect. अरे शांत बसा की रे. So base stations are connected with the number of MSCs as well as this particular HLR, VLR, and authentication centers. SS7, that is the signaling system 7, and the PSTN, these are the two different things. SS7 is related to the mobile station, mobile switching center to the mobile switching connection, and the PSTN is through the whatever the wireline connection in between the two mobile switching centers are there. Okay. Every mobile switching center has the home location register, visitor location register, and the authentication center. Mm. These are the things internally they have, and accordingly they are going to take the subscriber mobile call and request, and they are going to provide the service. So uh, as we know, that means in this particular the roamer they have shown, and roamer is nothing but in one particular MSC station to another particular MSC station. If you are going to move, in that case you are the roamer. You are the roamer. रोमिंग तुम्ही ह्याच्या अगोदर कधी तर ऐकलं असाल, एका सिटीतून दुसऱ्या सिटीमध्ये, म्हणजे कोल्हापूरमधून मला पुण्यामध्ये जायचं असेल तर मी रोमिंग मध्ये असायचा. Nowadays this particular part is not there because services, all services are liberalized over a geographical area, and that's why there is no requirement of this particular part. Also in case means तुम्ही जर MTNLच्या भागामध्ये गेला, म्हणजे मुंबई मुंबई महानगर टेलिकॉम नेटवर्क मध्ये गेला तर तिकडे तुम्हाला दाखवते की तुम्ही रोमिंग मध्ये आहात, आणि बट not much more differences in case of the roaming. Only thing is that you are going to connect with the another mobile switching center, and with the help of that switching center you are the guest for that particular mobile switching center, and then they are going to receive and transmit the signals to it. Okay. ह्याच्या अगोदर कसं होतं, तुम्ही एका नेटवर्क मधून दुसऱ्या नेटवर्क मध्ये गेला तरी सुद्धा तुम्हाला चार्जेस जास्त पडायचे, का तर सर्व्हिस प्रोव्हायडर्स डिफरंट असायचे, आणि त्या सर्व्हिस प्रोव्हायडरला जे कॉस्ट लागलेले असतात ते कॉस्ट डिफरंट असायचे, आणि त्याच्यामुळं एखादा सर्व्हिस प्रोव्हायडर म्हणजे एखादा सबस्क्रायबर दुसऱ्या सर्व्हिस प्रोव्हायडरच्या एरियामध्ये गेला तर त्याला he needs to pay some more money to access the services of that particular area. So provide an analog switch and inefficient analog switch and inefficient low rate data transmission. अनलॉकचा आपल्याला प्रॉब्लेम्स माहित आहेत, म्हणजे नॉईज आपल्याला काढता येत नाही त्याच्यातून, रेट लो असतो, इनइफिशियंट असतो, डाटा ट्रान्समिशन फॉर मोर डिस्टन्स वी कॅनॉट ट्रान्समिट. These are the limitations of the analog system. Speech signals are usually digitized using the standard time division multiplex format for the transmission between the base station to MSC, and are always digitized for the distribution of the MSC to PST. Functions of the MSC, that is mobile switching center functions काय आहेत? Maintains all the mobile related information Means when once you are registered as a subscriber, what is the name, what is the Aadhaar number, what is the your we can say each and everything, whatever the mobile number you have given, all the things are registered in the MSCs. Control each mobile handoff. Handoff is controlled by the MSCs only. Performs all the network management functions like call handling and the processing, billing, fraud detection within the market. So these are the basic, we can say, the functions of the MSCs. And as you know, that means if the number of base stations are connected with the MSC, so how much is the data at the MSC? Because if the Kolhapur area has one particular base station in PSTN area of the telephone network, then whatever the base station in Kolhapur, in and around Kolhapur, are connected to the main station, main switching center, how much will be the data? Huge data will be there, and that particular data they have to keep it, control it, handoff control करायचे आहेत, call handling control करायचे आहेत, billing करायचं आहे, fraud detect करायचे आहेत. Many more things they are going to do with the help of the MSCs only. Connections of the MSCs, that is MSC is interconnected with the PSTN via landline truncated lines, that is trunks, and the tandem switch. Okay. MSCs are interconnected with the PSTN via the landline truncated lines and the tandem switches. So these are also means PSTN subscribe. PSTNs is आपल्याला if they need to take the support or they need to take the help of the infrastructure of the PSTN, they have to interconnect to the whatever the trunks are there. MSC are also uh, MSC are also connected with other MSCs via dedicated signaling channels for exchange of the location validation and the call signaling. जवळच्या जवळ आहेत MSC, तर ते MSC पण कनेक्ट केले जातात. But it's not this. I think MSCs are normally not connected with because PSTN has its own we can say network, wired network, which is connected from one MSC to the another MSC, and they are going to use that particular MSC. Any rare cases there may be the chances of connection of the MSC to MSC. SS7 signaling network, that is about the SS7 we are going to see in detail. The North American cellular network architecture used to provide use traffic and the signaling traffic between the MSC. Between the MSCs, the components of the SS7 network and their applications are described later in this chapter. Now, we are going to see that particular part. PSTN is a separate network for from the SS7 signaling network. Long distance voice traffic is carried out on the PSTN. Signaling information used to provide the call setup and to inform the MSC about a particular user is carried out on the SS7. हे SS7 चं काम आहे, आणि SS7 चं how it works, that we'll discuss in very next lecture. We'll stop here and